you guys don't mind repeating that in English.
Yeah, she's asking what did I feel by portraying this character. Well, so many things. I mean, just wow. It's the first time that I see the movie, so I'm kind of overwhelmed. I hadn't seen it before. I mean, we're talking about 47 years in the life of this character, regardless of the importance and the fact that as a Venezuelan man and as a Latin American, I grew up, the Latin Americans here, especially the ones coming from countries where while they were liberated, we grew up learning about this guy at school and almost having him as a mystical figure. So I don't really know if I'm answering the question. What I really felt, it was a huge privilege. It was such a huge honor. It was a beautiful story. It was a beautiful script. It was a beautiful vision. You know, I had the opportunity to work with amazing actors like Juana and all my friends who are seated right here. What I felt I went to war. That's what I felt. That's what it felt like I went through war. We all did. You know, and yeah, if she's asking if my life is going to be different, is my life has changed after portraying this character? Definitely, most definitely. Yeah. Sí, va a ser distinta. Sí. Yes.
They brought on a Greco to take all the blame for that ending. Actually, one of the reasons that I was brought on was to bring a really fresh eye. I grew up in the States, and Bolívar is one of these really underknown characters, especially in the States. And so they encouraged me to really look at things with a fresh perspective. And it's not certain exactly that he died of tuberculosis, and there's some evidence that has come out in some letters toward the end of his life that it's just he was very much still in the battle. And what we wanted to do, because he had so many enemies, there were so many attempts on his life, we wanted to at least suggest the possibility of the alternative to the official story. We don't put the gun in anyone's hands, but we do give some suspects, and ultimately we want to at least challenge the official interpretation, and again, leave the door open. That's why we went for more of an ambiguous end.
Yes.
As a Venezuelan, as you said, we study Bolívar in school. What surprised you most about this Bolívar that you portray, the story that you told?
What surprised you most about this Bolívar story?
Well, the fact that he loved to dance. And actually he would bring his, how do you say partituras in English? His score? Yeah, his score, like the pages, he would bring that as kind of like his equivalent in the 19th century version on an iPod. He would bring it with him everywhere. So he would come to villages and to towns and then give those scores to of his favorite songs and music to the musicians so that they would play for him, because he loved to dance. And that is something that I loved. One of the aspects that actually resonated in me very strongly, also because we are you know, as Venezuelans, we're Caribbeans and we love to dance, but normally you don't relate those things to historic figures because they only give speeches and they only talk about very serious stuff. You know, so the fact that we actually present Bolivar dancing from the almost, you know, from the age of 17 until he was probably 40, 42, 45. I mean, in terms of what we present in the movie, that I found amazing and actually explain a lot of his temper, you know, and about his temper and his passion, the passion that he had. The fact that he would fight on the ground and not on a horse, like normally generals would do. I mean, he would be with the people in the front line, and the fact that he fought so many battles and he was never wounded. That was also a fact that impressed me a lot, and I will give this.
I just wanted I thought that Edgar's interpretation of the character and his work with Beto, I feel it's very sensual, this character, and one of the things we're trying to do is make this more contemporary and less historical, and they really worked in giving this sensuality to this character that's really more known for his words than his dancing.
Yes, madam.
Bueno, primero que todo, felicitaciones por la película. La verdad, una película muy, muy bien hecha. Me encantó sobre todo la parte musical por Daniel. Y quisiera saber cómo fue la colaboración entre Daniel y ustedes.
Well, he's saying that he enjoyed the movie very much, that it was very well accomplished, thank you, and that he enjoyed the musical aspect of the movie very much, and he wants to know about the relationship with Amel and how the process was.
Well, actually, I started not being a filmmaker, but being a musician in El Sistema, in the same program where Gustavo is coming from, our composer, Ramel. I started playing cello when I was 9 years old, and until I was 17 years old. I happily realized that my talent was not the cello, but filmmaking on time. So it was fantastic because it was somehow a dialogue between Gustavo, maestro, and a poor musician, me. And we enjoyed very much. It was fantastic. I mean, he started being just an advisor, bringing in ideas and crazy ideas sometimes. In some point, I remember we were in Los Angeles, and he was playing something on the piano. He said, "We should have here, if this is the melody before the battle, okay, this miserere." And he said, "We need this, and we need that, this." He said, "I think we should have a children chorus here." And then we all said, "Man, I mean, you're composing already. I mean, you have to be the composer for this film." So we started this fantastic journey that took us almost a year. Actually, we had some music before the film. So we did shoot Boyacá with music already. He did in his piano. And this is the story of Latin America somehow. I mean, the spirit of Latin America, the birth of Latin America. And we are music somehow. I mean, we are written of music. And it was impossible, we knew it from the beginning, to tell the story of Latin America without having the most prominent part written by music. So it was a fantastic challenge for him. And but his intuition is endless. So he understood everything from the beginning. And it was just fantastic from the beginning till the end. And he's very sad not being here tonight. He's in Tokyo conducting Scala di Milano. But, he's in hola to all of you guys.
There was also an aspect from the music, but that was already on the script, and that's something that Beto wanted to present in the movie that I found really interesting and revelatory. The fact that if you recall the musical moments in the movie when Bolívar is dancing, you see that at the very beginning he's dancing European music, then he's dancing African music, and then towards the end he's dancing, you know, a mixture between European music and Andes music, I mean indigenous music with a lot of indigenous Amerindian instruments. And that is something that aesthetically I found amazingly. I mean, the fact that that was a journey, that was something that Beto really wanted to present, and then he really worked very, very hard in finding those chords so that it would be as close as possible to the music that they were dancing. Actually, when Manuel and I met, we were dancing this very sensual, beautiful Andino music that I really loved shooting that scene. I remember that Beto was really mad at me because I wanted to dance very well, and I was forgetting about the editing. You know, I said, no, I'm not getting the steps right. And he said, Edgar, we're going to edit this. We need to move on. I mean, we only have one night to shoot this scene. Go on. But I wanted to do my choreography well, you know, with Juana, because we have been practicing, and that is the frustration of every actor, that you practice that so much, and then in the end it's just like this, and boom, and you talk, and then first shot, and then, you know, it will work.
Actors, come on.
Yeah. But that aspect was beautiful. I really enjoyed it as an audience. I really enjoyed it.
The idea was, I mean, as a character, Simón Bolívar, he's European. I mean, he represents Europe somehow. He was this super cultivated guy that could speak perfectly English, French, Spanish, and who could write like Góngora. But he was also African American. He learned dancing African American drums since he was 5 years old. And at the same time, he was Indian. And so he represents Latin America. He is the symbol of Latin America. You should dance now. Now you can dance all night long.
We have this set up already.
We have plenty of time. Let's dance now.
Is that a one more question or a dance? Your call.
Yes.
Juana wants to say something.
No, just to say that, well, for me, Manuela was the most important woman in the Latin American independence process, and she's a feminist icon from that time. So it's really a huge character that I enjoy like crazy. And I'm really very, see that, how do you say that? Very thankful, yes, with Beto and with Edgar. It's my second time with Edgar.
And Carlos.
Yes. So it's just that. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Gracias a todos.